don't you around. 'Cause I am so over you. You find something new. There's no other way to let you know. It's time for you to go. Time for you to go. Oh yeah, time for you to go. Don't wanna believe it, but baby receive it. I'm leaving, not gonna achieve it. Oh yeah. There is time for a change. Gotta get out of range. Get your eyes from this town. I don't want you around. 'Cause I am so over you. You find something.
Hey everybody, this is Michaelantonio live, and welcome to my world. So what's going on, man? Today was let me tell you something, today was an especially exciting day, I gotta tell you. I mean, it was really exciting, wasn't it now? Don't you think? I mean, I gotta tell you, I got up this morning and prepared myself. I got ready for the big launch. Today we launched, for the first time in history, we launched 2 men into space from American soil on a private rocket, a privately built spacecraft, which was never done before. Every time in history before today, I want you to think about this, before today, we actually launched men using essentially governments. We had, I think it was the United States. So you have the United States, and you had Russia, well, at one point the Soviet Union, and we had China that was most recently doing it. So it was all governments. That's what it was. That's how we did things. So it's different now. Things are different, believe it or not. So I thought that was kind of exciting that we had something different there. Now we're launching men with SpaceX. And soon, if Boeing gets their garbage together, we'll be able to do this thing even better. We'll be able to do it with another spacecraft. I believe it was the Starliner, which did get up into space, but they had a problem with the software that basically made it spin out of control with its thrusters, little control thrusters, and it wasted all the fuel, couldn't get to the space station, and had to come back down. Now, the spacecraft, the Starliner, did actually come back to Earth safely, so that's the positive. It did come back to Earth safely, but, again, it couldn't reach its mission objective, which was to get to the space station. So, I mean, that's the whole point of this, isn't it? I mean, isn't this the whole point, to be able to go to the space station and get stuff done? I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is get stuff done, you know? So, yeah, so what is going on, guys? I hope everybody did have a good day. I hope you enjoyed your day. As I did, I walked all the way down there. If you get a chance, guys, I want you to see the video. I live very close to the launch site, so I can just get up in the morning and, put on my glad rags, put on my clothes, and I can just waltz. I can mosey right on down to the river. I can actually walk out my front door, right in my front yard, and watch the launch. Problem is, I gotta wait there's trees in the way, so I gotta wait for it to clear the trees before I can actually see it. But, today I walked all the way from my house, probably about, a quarter mile or so, maybe more, but up to the river. Right up to there's a gas station there called the Cumberland Farms. It's right on the corner of US 1 and what they call Cheney Highway. Okay, and that's where a lot of people like to watch rockets go up, because it's right across the river. You can see the vehicle assembly building right there across the river, and then right next to it is Pad 39A. I believe it's 39A. And I believe that's the launch pad that used to launch the space shuttle, or at least they had two of those, 39A and B, that would launch the space shuttles. But we also had 39A also launched the Apollo Saturn V moon rockets. So that was another good one. So they, we did a lot. We did a lot with that launch pad, and we're still doing it. We're making history all the time with it. And I want to give a hearty congratulations out to Elon Musk. I mean, this guy is the kind of guy that just shows the courage that when people say you can't do something, he gets the job done. Let's be honest. He's just incredible. I've never seen anybody with the courage to just do what you want, say, I don't care I do not care what these pundits are saying. I'm not interested in naysayers. I'm just going to get the job done. And that is the way he rolls. That's the way he rolls, baby. He does not pull any punches on that. I'm glad. I wish I had some of that courage once in a while, where I could just, when somebody says something, you just go ahead and do what you're going to do. As long as you're prepared for it, and you dotted your I's and crossed your T's, even sometimes when you didn't. I mean, look at Elon Musk this week. I'll tell you a profile in courage. Elon Musk this week had probably one of his greatest triumphs, which was today, or I should say, well, it's after midnight, so it was yesterday, Saturday. His greatest triumph was Saturday. And earlier in the week, one of his greatest tragedies was that his big starship that he's working on, that's the next generation of spacecraft for the world, it blew up in testing. Like, the thing literally blew up. If you're interested in finding out specifically how that happened, I can't answer that specifically because I haven't really studied it. But there is a guy on YouTube, and I recommend you go check him out. He might even be on Facebook. I don't even know. His name is Scott Manley. Now, Scott Manley will be able to tell you what went wrong there. He's better. He's a scientist that studies physics and rocketry and spacecraft. He knows his stuff. So he's somebody, if you want to go watch somebody who knows what they're talking about, that is Scott Manley. And of course, speaking of watching videos, I did do a video of the launch today, my live experience with the launch. Please, if you're here on YouTube, or if you're if you're here on Facebook, I should say, then you want to mosey on over to YouTube to watch that video that I made. It's one of my YouTube exclusives. And check that out. It is today's exciting, again, Saturday's exciting adventures of me going down to watch this historic manned mission to the space station. So don't miss that. Go check it out. And also don't forget, when you go to YouTube, you gotta hit that subscribe and hit the notification bell. And also like the videos. Every time you like and comment on my videos, it helps me get out my broadcasts and gets more noticeability. Because right now, YouTube has been kind of suppressing me. Maybe because of my political views, I don't know. But if I were you, I would check those things out. Please go to my YouTube and check that out. And of course, under my name, I should leave a link. If you're watching me on Facebook, I should leave a link for you on all of my various pages where I'm posting right now. And I'll try to get that done. But if not, you can go to my website. I mean, my website. In fact, I'm gonna take you there to my website right now if I can. Okay, so let me see if I can't do that for you. I'm gonna try to take you there right now. But what I have to do is go up here. Let's see. Okay, there we are. Okay, do you see that? This is my YouTube page, of course. But what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go to my website, and now you can check out what I do on my website here. Now, if you go to my website, I'm at Michaelantonio.biz. So if you want to check me out, Michaelantonio.biz, okay? And so I will show you here where I am. And now, if you also make sure that there's different places where you can actually link to me on YouTube and all my different social media. I'm on Gab. I'm also on a new one. I think it's called, it's spelled Parleur, but I think it means it's parlay in French, believe it or not. Parler. Most Americans will say Parlor. That's the website. I don't know, but I think it's pronounced parlay only because that's, when they say parlez-vous français. I think that's what it is. But anyway, if you go to, Parler, you can check me out there too under at Michaelantonio. Just like I said before, here is my YouTube. I'm sorry, not YouTube, Twitter. I'm getting tired, as you can tell. If you go to my Twitter, I'm also at Michaelantonio. A lot of stuff. And of course, you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's just crazy what's happening in this world. You've got history being made in space transportation. You've got history being made all over the country with all these riots going on. I've been watching some of the news programs. What are they saying? Police make nearly 1,400 arrests in 17 U.S. cities today. Think about that for a minute. Over 1,400 arrests in 17 U.S. cities. And remember, that's only in 17 U.S. cities. Lord knows how many other ones, I don't have any idea. So once again, if you want to check this out, go to my Michaelantonio.biz page. And that would definitely do me a solid, because I need to get a little bit more support for what I'm doing, because YouTube and Twitter, they've been suppressing people. They really have, which is why the president commented about YouTube censoring, Twitter censoring, essentially, Silicon Valley. You're talking about all of them. All the tech giants are censoring certain people, and we know who those certain people are. So, it's just an amazing time here. And that's another thing too. I should go to my YouTube page here real quick and show you, just to give you a little taste of what I was doing today. I'll show you my channel. Here's my channel on YouTube. I know this is all exciting to you, I'm sure. I'm quite sure you're excited about seeing all of my stuff, yeah. Well, anyway, this is my page for YouTube. So you can go, I have links everywhere, but this is the video that I did today. I don't know if you can hear it. I think you can hear it. So here it is. Actually, I'll show you a bit of a long. All right. I should just kind of fast forward to. I'll just kind of show you. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to show you the launch. You should go to my YouTube page and watch all this. But I will show you something that happened here, which I thought was kind of rude.
All right.
We're getting closer, guys. There was somebody who was getting closer. I thought it was really rude. They literally, you can see this here. They pulled up right in front. Now, the people that were standing there were tall enough to look over the top. We could actually see
it invariably happens,
right in these people. But there was some kids there.
They're not going to do it.
That were shorter.
They're committed. They're committed.
Which I thought, you know what?
Wow. Sometimes you get people who decide to park. They decide to park to watch lunch in front of everybody else here who's trying to watch it.
They're supposed to be either pulled over.
There's probably about
so they're impeding traffic because there is traffic traveling. What do we got?
Okay, we're about 30 seconds away. There's a little bit of a delay, so that thing's going to go up
Don't bother parking.
before you see it on video. You're going to see it in real life, guys.
Children that are trying to watch this. Nah, that doesn't matter, does it? Well, that's the
Thank you, officer. Thank you, officer. Come on now.
And as you can see, the police officers are doing their best to try to win, but you know
It's going to happen right about now. Unless that thing is more close.
And they didn't move.
Come on. There it is!
I just thought I would show you. I'm not going to. But yeah, it started going up there. But yeah, I definitely would like you to, you go ahead and you go on there. Check it out. Go to my page. But you know what I think would be fun to do is, well, right after I come back from this break, it would be fun to go ahead and check out some of the Twitter tweets that I have some really funny people. So are you ready for that? Are you ready to go to Twitter and check that out? We will right after this. I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, are you still shopping at those same big online stores? Well, I say no more. It's time for you to go over to the Michaelantonio shop and pick up some great gear at incredible prices. And remember something, I really care. Do you think Jeff Bezos would take the time to talk to you? I say no way. So don't forget, michaelantonio.biz/shop. You will not regret it. Ciao. Thank you very much for watching. So yeah, let's do that. I love going over to Twitter and just look at this one here. Here's a story from my webpage. Chrissy Teigen, you heard of her, right? She goes, Chrissy Teigen vows to donate $200,000 toward bailing out protesters in light of MAGA night. Now, it's just amazing. I don't even know what this MAGA night thing is, but we should look that up. All right, what are they talking about? I mean, obviously we know what MAGA means, but is there some kind of is this MAGA night thing essentially, is that the night, is that last night? Is that what it is? I'm not sure what they're talking about because, MAGA night is, I guess they're going to be having, I don't know if he mentioned something about it. Maybe Trump mentioned something about that, where one night that the protesters came and I guess last night they're going to call them protesters. They were violent. Many of them were violent. And they tried to get in, they tried to essentially, besiege the White House. This is what they were doing. So Donald Trump said something. I don't really know what he was talking about. Does anybody know what he was talking about? MAGA night? Maybe somebody can explain it to me, but apparently the left-wing people are trying to use the MAGA night situation against people who support Donald Trump. So I don't know that much about it, so I'm not going to talk too much. Oh, here is the actual hashtag. I'll read this. I'll read something from Rapunzel. And I don't know what this. Oh, this is somebody who's not for Trump, but I'll read it anyway. I think it's interesting here. Let's see. She said Trump had hate in his heart from the first squad in the White House. Really, come on. He didn't hesitate to undo all the work President Obama and A.G. Holder did with the police departments on the consent decrees. Consent? What is this about now? Trump's first order of agenda was to destroy. It's still his top priority. So as far as this consent stuff, I mean, are they saying something about, like, you have to have consent to, like, do certain things to people? Like make an arrest or whatever it is. I'm not even sure what. I can imagine what Barack Obama would try to do. Okay, I can imagine what he would try to accomplish. So I don't even want to go there. That's just craziness. So it's just amazing. First of all, there were riots going on. There's people that are still trying to say that there are no riots. People trying to say still that there are no riots, and anything that is being done now by the black community or by anybody for that matter in this situation, like the looting and all these different things, it's fully justified by certain people because of what happened. But if that's the case, then any kind of violence can be justified by something. I mean, it's to give you an example, I know people personally who have been wronged by people of color and people not of color. You know what I mean? It's just, look, there's people that wrong people all the time. I've known that there are cops that have killed white people and black people. Not the same cop necessarily, but the point is that there's always going to be some wrong done by somebody. And so what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do if that happens? Everybody, I'll just say, well, yeah, I know somebody that was wronged. It really bothers me, so I'm going to go and loot a store. I'm going to go hurt somebody now because of that. None of this makes any sense. It's just insane. It's insane. So let's read something from Jack Posobiec. You heard of this guy, Jack Posobiec? He's from, I guess, One American News. You heard of this? He said something, he's saying something about Antifa here just 5 hours ago. Antifa are now using TikTok to spread tactics on how to sabotage National Guard vehicles. Now, let me read that again. Antifa are now using TikTok to spread tactics on how to sabotage National Guard vehicles. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty bad. That sounds pretty bad. Wow, they're literally going to sabotage National Guard vehicles, and they're showing people how to do this. That's actually a crime. I believe it is a crime if you're trying to tell somebody how to attack the United States military. I don't know. They're probably not going to do anything about it. That's the thing. Are they going to do anything about this? Probably not. They're just not. It's just sad. I don't understand it, but, man. Hey, you know what's funny? Let's hear what Eric Holder has to say. Now, like I said, I mean, Eric Holder, obviously, I'm no friend of Eric Holder. I'm no fan of him, but I can tell you, let's see what he has to say. I mean, I'm a fair-minded guy. I hope you are. Let's go ahead and read this. Let's see what he's got to say. Protest makes change possible. So far, he's right. If you protest, it can make change. But now he writes, but these idiots on the street destroying things have no intention of protesting inequality. They are co-opting the righteous anger of those who truly suffer. That anger can and must be channeled into efforts to make positive change a reality. Now, he's right. Technically, he's right. Everything he said is true. But again, some of the things that he thinks are wrong are not. Just depends on what it is. But I'm going to give Eric Holder, I'm going to give him a check mark. I'm going to give him today a gold star for saying that, because he's right about that, but obviously his mission's a little different or a lot different than ours, but that is right. What he said is right. But we got to do, you still got to do something about it. You can't let these violent protests continue. You just can't do it, You cannot allow it. So it's just amazing. Wow. Man. So it's just some of the things written on here, some of the people. And so this guy, there's one guy named Caleb Hull. I think he is a strategy and viral content working with nonprofits, campaigns, and an influencer. So he's an influencer. He's an influencer. And I think he's an influencer for Trump support and anything to do with conservative politics. So this guy, Caleb Hull, let's go to his actual Twitter page. I want to look up him. And is anybody familiar with him? If they are, let me know. Give me a positive or negative about the guy. Let me know what you think about him. But 28 minutes ago, this guy was live outside the White House, and he says things are getting insane as flashbangs go off, fireworks, and tear gas. So let's go ahead and I think he's still live over here. So, he's live. Let's go here for a second. I'm going to turn this on. I hope you can hear this. And here we go. We're live. And so you should be hearing something going on here. And it's interesting, you got live stuff happening. Oh, I gotta get out of your way so you can see this. So this is live right now. this stuff is truly, truly amazing. So we're going to go off here and find something a little bit more. Now, here's an old video that shows. Now, this is not live, but this is something that did happen earlier, I guess. So let me freeze it for a second. I'm going to play it for you. Here we go. Rocking and rolling. Here we go. Oh, I see fire. They're burning cars. Amazing. These people are rational. You see the rationality coming from them and the respect for people's property? No respect for property. Now remember, this is not live now, but it was live a very short time, about an hour ago. So you got flashbangs going off, you got fireworks, you got people setting cars on fire and doing all kinds of damage. You've got a lot of violence. Look at them, people throwing things. Guys, I gotta tell you guys, let me go off this. I'm getting tired of this stuff. I'm getting tired. Let me just tell you, this is not America, guys. It's not America. This is not the way we do things here. We don't do this kind of stuff here. And I don't understand why it is that we even allow this. Why do we even allow this kind of stuff? Well, here's something I get from a gentleman by the name of Cliff Garrett. Let's read what Cliff Garrett has to say. This actually sounds kind of interesting. I will read this one to you. And it says, oops, you know what? I just went off of there. Oh, here we go. The Trump administration has instructed the Pentagon to have military police units from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and Fort Drum from New York, which is just north of Syracuse, ready to deploy within 4 hours' notice. Soldiers from Colorado's Fort Carson and Kansas City's Fort Riley were also given the same instructions, but with a 24-hour notice. So now, this was 2 hours ago, this gentleman, Cliff Garrett, said this. So now, essentially, 4 hours notice. If this was done about 4 hours ago, I mean, this is something that can be, within a couple of hours, we're going to have some real issues going on over here, some real stuff. So, man. Oh, this guy got hit. Oh man, that was bad. This one guy was running in front of the barricades and he threw something, and then the other people that were pushing that, did you see that? The other people that were pushing this dumpster, look at them. Oh, wow, they smacked him hard. This is the kind of stuff. Oh, there's a scripture that talks about that when you try to set a trap, it comes back to you and you get caught in that trap yourself. So you've got this guy trying to throw stuff at the police. It says here, they were throwing at the LAPD. This was in LA, and the guy got totally zapped. I mean, he hit his face hard against whoever this person was. I mean, they hit that barricade hard with their head. I mean, it was bad. Wow. Oh man. I mean, I feel bad. I really, I'll be honest, I feel bad for some of these people because they really don't know what they're doing. They don't really know what they are doing. And that's the sad part. That's what's sad about it, Now, this one right here is a great one from someone named Give Me Liberty or Give Me Death. And it says here, and it was a reply to Mean Kofi 4. Okay. For God so loved the world that he he gave his only begotten Son, whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. So we know what that is. I like that. I like that one for sure. That's the best tweet all night, you know? So you got so much. Look, you got a video here. This is another story from my website. That was, I'm not sure exactly what the original publisher is, but it says St. Paul mayor walks back claim that all arrested in riot were from out of state. So, I mean, there are some that were. They say that some were shipped out. I can't even believe. Cannot even believe what's going on in these places, you know? Okay, so now, this is one from PragerU. Let's watch this. I don't even know what this one is. But I want
it! I have all this! All of it! Because I was allowed bodily autonomy at 15. We will not be shamed into being quiet never again.
Okay, I'm not gonna say anything. This busy Phillips here. You see this girl? This right here. She just said that she has everything she has because she had an abortion. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. So it's just, I mean, this is the kind of thing that's kind of an old video actually, but this is the kind of world we're living in right now. Is this dystopia? I mean, this is just craziness. We're living in a dumpster fire right now. We seriously are. You know? Just, oh man. Wow. Just amazing. Just amazing. Man. Oh, I did want to talk about this. I'm not even quite sure if this is even a real tweet, but I know someone so let me just say, I gotta do this disclaimer because I don't know if it's a real tweet. I've seen it circulating a little bit. It's Mike Tyson on Twitter, or allegedly Mike Tyson on Twitter, and I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know if this is really him, but he posted this today. Did you see this one? Are you reading it like I am right here? If white people rioted every time a black man killed them, we'd never have any peace. So, now I don't know if that's, again, I can't vouch for the validity of that particular tweet. It may not even be a real one. But I've seen it circulated. If anybody can tell me if they know it's real, please let me know. And I repeat, I am not going to claim that it's real. I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to make any claims on that at all. You know? It's just, insane. And then we see this map here, which I don't know if this map is even correct. This map is showing the riots in the blue areas. Okay, so in other words, the areas like major cities, things like that. So that tells you that, come on, you know why that's happening. And, I don't know what else to say about that. I don't know what else to say. It's just insane. This whole world is turning into a big dumpster fire, and I don't even know what to do right now. I'm serious, I don't know. And I know what I would do if I were the president, but it's easy for me to say because I'm not there. So it's easy for a lot of people. If I were the president, I would send the National Guard in to decimate the area, whatever. I mean, we talk tough, but I mean, really, we don't know exactly what we do, but I definitely know doing nothing is not the answer. I know that much. That is definitely, the truth, okay? So, I don't know, man. This is just getting insane, isn't it? It's insane, kids. Wow. Man. Wow. Oh. Now, there's a guy here, Leo Terrell. And this Cindy here is saying Leo Terrell is furious at fellow Dems over riots. And this is what he says. I'm a black voter, and you had lost me if you don't stand up to these criminals. So he's essentially saying that if the Democrat leadership doesn't stand up to these criminals, he's not going to vote for the Democrats. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think that means he's necessarily going to vote for Republicans. He might just stay home. But I mean, if you think about this stuff, this is what we're talking about here. I think that a lot of Democrats are going to stay home. I think some of them can't make themselves vote for a Republican. But they're definitely, it's easy to stay home. It's like, look, we've been practicing that for the last 2 or 3 months. Staying home. That's a no-brainer. Anybody can do that. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think a lot of them are going to stay home. That's my prediction. A lot of them are definitely going to stay home. You know? So, it's just amazing what's going on. I still can't even believe what's going on over here. It's just intensely crazy. I don't know. I don't know where to go here. I don't even know. I'm not quite sure where we're going to go. But, hey, you never know. You know. So I'm going to read this too. I'm going to read somebody named Kofi Quinn. This person is angry, frankly, and you know what? I don't blame her for being angry. So I'm going to read this, and I hope you like it, and tell me if you agree with it. She says, I'm so effing tired of conservatives being blamed for the actions of the left. We cannot allow this to continue. People really believe these are white nationalist Trump supporters out there. Seriously? Have you ever seen a conservative dye their hair purple and not shower? And then she's got the hashtag Antifa. So, you know, I gotta give her credit. That's true. I mean, it's, you know, to say that it's gonna be like a white nationalist or a MAGA person or a supporter of Trump out there doing this damage, it's just ridiculous. The whole concept is a joke. It is. It's just funny that they would even think that. But they're doing, hey, the left wing is doing their best, man. They are doing their best, you know? Man. So here's another guy, Tim Young. This is a guy that's interesting. And I'll read this. Let's see. Actually, his actual Twitter handle is @TimRunsHisMouth. I like it. I like it. So he's an author, a host, a comedian. He's a comedian. Wow, interesting. So he says on here, he says, I watched some of MSNBC's coverage of the riots on my flight today. It was literally just activism and fanning the flames of hatred while blaming Trump. Well, there you go. I don't think that's a shock to anybody. Is it a shock to you? Are you shocked and appalled at this? This is what's happening in the world. It's just insane. It really is. It's total insanity, guys. You know? I don't know. Man, oh man. And now Michelle Malkin, here's the thing. She's been really critical of the president lately about him going and trying to, you know, telling him you gotta call the National Guard out, you gotta get right on this, you gotta do all this stuff. And I gotta tell you, you know, first of all, Michelle, you're not the president, so you don't know exactly she doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes, you know. She can claim to know, but she really doesn't. And I don't blame her for being frustrated. Everyone is frustrated at what's going on right now. But remember, the president knows what we don't know. He just does. He's in the loop. He's got information that we will never be able to get unless we become president someday. So that's the way we have to look at this. So what I'm going to say is, let me read what she said here. It's probably unrelated, but let me see here. So she says, Silicon Valley, Bill Gates, and the federal government are spending trillions to track our temperatures, log our movements, and construct a massive contact tracing apparatus. Where is the effing surveillance state to hunt down the animals burning, beating, looting, and tearing America to shreds? She's right about that. Yeah, they want to track, and this is something that underscores what's been going on for the past couple of months. You have these nanny states, these control states like California, Michigan now, New Jersey, New York. You know, you've got the governors and mayors of the cities in these states saying, if you step outside your house and you go to the beach and you go to these public places like the park or wherever, we're going to arrest you. Now think about this for a minute. Now, it's easy to arrest somebody who's a law-abiding citizen because, first of all, to be a law-abiding citizen means you obey the law. What's the law? These orders that they're giving are not really the law. It's an unconstitutional order. So it's a little different because they're not hurting anybody. They're really not hurting anyone. So, but if a law-abiding citizen goes to a park and the police come and they enforce the orders of this governor or a mayor or whoever it may be, now, most of these people are conservatives. They want to be free. They just want to go do what they want to do. They're not hurting anybody. And so they will comply with the police. They will take the handcuffs without a fight. And they will just deal with it, for another day. They will say, we're going to deal with this through the legal system. We're going to make sure we shut these people down, but we're going to do it legally and peacefully. We're not going to create some kind of pain for somebody else. We're not going to do that. So that's the problem. We've got people who are causing pain for other people, and they don't care. And it's funny. So now these governors, now that you've got these people looting and going out in the streets and beating people up and throwing rocks at the police and the National Guard and other people, innocent bystanders, and you've got this happening, and you know what? The police are doing nothing. The governors don't care because you know what? It's helping their agenda. What they're saying is, we're going to help. This is going to get us votes because these people are so angry. Look at them. They're so angry. They're too angry to follow the law. And we should give them what they want. It's almost like a hostage situation. It's almost like you're an enabler. Governors and mayors. You're actually enabling criminal behavior. You're enabling true criminal behavior, but you're stifling freedom. You're actually stifling what are constitutional protections, but you're enabling criminal behavior. And that's what's happening, guys. Let's be honest. That's exactly what's happening. There's no way around this. There just isn't. It is what it is. It's what's happening. Anybody that says it's not is lying. They're a bunch of liars, It's amazing to me. Wow. Man, oh man. Man. Oh man. This poor person. Oh my lordy. I hope they're alright. See, I know this person was a looter and probably did some pretty rotten things, but I certainly do not wish this on anybody. I mean, this was horrible. Are you watching this right now? This person here, let me go to the actual main post here, just to show you what's going on. This is terrible. I'm not even sure if it has sound. Let's go back for a second and see if it has sound. This is horrible. I don't wish this on anybody, and the person, I'm not even going to say what the person said, or you can read it, but it's terrible. I don't think that's right. I understand that, look, there's a lot of bad people doing a lot of bad things right now, but let's not wish harm on people. To me, I wish that they would stop doing what they're doing. I want them to repent of their evil ways. That's what I want for these people. I want repentance from them. And I want God's justice, because you see, God knows how to get to each individual. God knows what's going to work and what's not going to work. So let me play this and see if, just watch. I don't care what they're angry, what they're feeling. Yes, they probably inflicted pain on others. They probably did some terrible things. Wow. And I don't know when this happened. I'm going to go. Let's just say it. Wow. Wow. That was just amazingly sad, guys. Seriously. Man. Wow. Man. And here's something that here is something that kind of underscores what is happening in America. It's kind of a good meme here. Let's take a look at it. And as you can see, it shows a gentleman just standing up saying, "Let me open my business." They closed his business now. And they're calling him a dangerous lunatic because he wants to open his business up and engage in commerce so he can feed his family. Okay, that's what he wants to do, is feed his stinking family. And no. But you've got somebody protesting and robbing a store, looting, because that's what it is, robbing, it's thievery. And they're running out with a TV and all these things. And, and it's the same guy's plate. You notice? It's the same guy's business. And now they're calling the guy that owns the business a dangerous lunatic for wanting to open up his business, but they're calling the protester or the looter, the thug, a righteous protester. Now look, let me alert you to what we read in a book, in an ancient book that has a lot of wisdom in it. Let's pay attention to the wisdom of this book. The book says that there will come a time when people will call evil good, and good evil. Are we seeing what's happening here? The good people of the world are being called evil, and the evil people in the world are being called good. And did you ever notice that, and this is what's really sad, did you ever notice that they will use the people that call evil good, they will find they're very creative and crafty about how they craft their narrative to make it sound good. And I'm telling you, this is what's going on in the world, and especially in America now, that people, when I was a kid, I remember my father telling me, and many other very wise elders would tell me, there's going to come a day when you're going to see certain things happen. And you're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe that they would actually not only accept certain things, but actually praise certain evil things. For instance, now, of course, I was born before Roe v. Wade was decided, but I was very young, and I don't remember when the decision was made. I was like maybe, 3 years old, something like that, 3 or 4 years old. So I don't remember when the decision was made, but I do know the result of it later. But I remember my family telling me, my father would tell me, these things at some point are going to be praised. They're going to be championed. Okay, they're going to call you bad for trying to stop it. And so this is what we see with abortion. You see them calling us every name. In other words, we are evil. There's something wrong with us for trying to stop that act, that cruel act. And so what do? They come up with flowery slogans. By the way, slogans that are actually false. When they say that it's a woman's right to choose, it's really not a woman's right to choose. It's simply not. Because remember something, a right is only something you can have if everybody has that same right. If everybody can do it. Just like, for instance, driving is not a right because not everybody knows how to drive. Not everybody can safely get into a car and drive around without killing somebody, and without creating an excessive degree of danger, and that's, there's certain people, they can't pass their driver's test. And if you can't pass your driver's test, that means that you have not proven yourself to have a minimum degree of proficiency to have safety on the roads. And that's why you didn't get your license. Similar to going in the military. Some people are not physically fit enough to be in the military. Some people are too old to be in the military. Like myself, I can't be in the military anymore. I am a veteran, but I can't do it anymore because, or at least, in the lower ranks, I can't do the things physically necessary to be a member of the United States military. So it's a privilege to be in the military. That's just the way it is. It's not a privilege. It's not a privilege, okay, to, for instance, work at any particular, well, actually, it is a privilege to work at a particular job. They're saying it's not a privilege to, for a woman to be able to just kill her baby if she wants to. They're saying it's a right. Well, the father doesn't get to make any choices, right? And the baby, which is the most important thing, the baby doesn't get to decide. And even though they say, well, the baby doesn't know yet. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. The baby still has a vote, because that baby is the only thing that's going to be eliminated. In other words, the baby's going to suffer the consequences of the action, ultimately, in that situation. So, it's not really a right, because only the woman, not the man, not the other people involved, only a woman can do it. And that's not right. That's not really a right. It's a privilege. What they're saying is you have a license to kill. They're telling women you have a license to kill. End of story. So whenever somebody tells you, well, it's a woman's right to choose, whenever you hear that, I want you to think of it. It's not a right. It can't be. Because a right is something that gives you equal protection under the law. That means everyone has to be able to have that specific allowance to do that. That right. That's your right. That's something that cannot be taken from you or from anyone. And the bottom line is, if you're a man, or if you're that baby, you're not allowed to stop it, so therefore, it's not a right. It's a privilege for women. And that, my friends, is actually illegal, because there is killing involved. So there's a lot going on there illegally, but I'm just going to say, so when they say that, please don't believe that. Don't ever believe when a woman when they say that a woman has a right to choose. No, not really. It's not really a right. It's a privilege. Just call it what it is. You got to call them out on things, and you got to make sure you stick to it. Stick to it. Please don't. And you don't have to do it angrily. Just tell them, look, and then ask them to define how it's a right. Say, how is that a right? Because a right is something that everybody shares in. If it's not a right, then it's a special privilege. That's just the way, and that applies to other things too. Like certain groups, right? Certain protected groups get certain privileges that not everybody gets. So that's not a right, it's a privilege. A privilege is something only certain people can have. So when these people try to say stuff like that, you gotta pin them down. You gotta say, hey, wait, let's discuss this. Do you really know what you're talking about? Most of the time they don't know what they're talking about. They just listen to what they're told. And they think it's so smart. Oh, it's so nice. It's so wonderful. Everything just sounds so wonderful, doesn't it? Oh boy, somebody here's not happy. They just told somebody to burn in hell, really? Oh boy, that's not good. That's not good. Wow. Oh, they're telling the person that, I think they're telling the person that actually put the video on there, which, you know what? First of all, they shouldn't, I don't know if they're saying that the person that is actually on fire here should burn in hell. I think that's awful if they do. Or they shouldn't even be telling the person who's showing the video that. I mean, it's just, look at the rancor. Look at the anger and the violence that's being spawned from all this. Wow. Amazing. And now, of course, you've got, what happened with Don Lemon? Oh boy, what did Don Lemon say now? Oh boy. Oh, so this guy here says Don Lemon doesn't know what he wants. One day he says nobody wants to hear from the White House. The next day he says, I want to hear what the president has to say. Yeah, they're just unhinged. They are unhinged. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Wow. Wow. See, but it just goes to show you that no matter, depending on what side of the political spectrum you fall on, how you view some. You can view somebody as a total hero. There's people on here calling Don Lemon the GOAT, which is, the greatest of all time for what he says. But then you've got other people saying that, that he's the worst. But, look, the bottom line is we know that for the last how many years since the president has been in the White House, they've done nothing but be hateful towards him. That's a fact. They've done nothing but be hateful. So I don't have any kind of, I don't like that. I don't like how they've treated him. Even if they disagree, we've never had this kind of an anger I understand a lot of people didn't like Ronald Reagan very much. There's a lot of anger there, but not like this. This is a whole other level. So, I don't know. I just think it's, man. Wow. Now here's Peter King. Peter King says this. Let's see here. Oh no, actually he's quoting Don Lemon, but you know what's funny? Is that he's, Don Lemon is saying, I'm at a loss for words. Don Lemon on CNN says, watching looting on camera in LA and raging fire in downtown DC. When did this country get out of control? When did we lose control? This is not democracy. This is, quite frankly, anarchy. Oh, well, it's anarchy because we have enabled certain groups of people to throw temper tantrums whenever they don't get what they want. Whenever they think something is an injustice, instead of peacefully bringing it before the world, instead of showing respect, good faith, I call it good faith. If you're not going to show good faith, then this is the kind of stuff that happens. This is, anarchy ensues. That's what's going to happen. So I look at it this way. Before I was born, we had things happen in the 60s that were terrible. You had the Watts riots. Then in the 90s, we had the LA riots based on the Rodney King verdict. Remember the original Rodney King verdict about those police officers? Now this is happening today, this week. You have the rioting and the looting and, all these terrible things. Well, things have not changed in all that time. Nothing has changed. And so, this is what you get. You get this kind of, anarchy that rises up because nobody rose up to do what's right and to say what needs to be done properly and to tell the communities, look, you've got to be peaceable. You've got to do things in peace and respect, and you cannot act like crazy lunatics who are on drugs. This is what running around breaking things, punching people, throwing things at people, causing all kinds of damage and destruction. They think that's going to change anything? It's not. It's only going to make things stay the way they have been. And the disrespect for that community will continue. Because nobody has told them, you have to straighten up. You have to do what is right. It's just amazing. Man. Just amazing. I can't even believe this. Wow. This is just amazing. Oh boy. The world's on fire. The world is on stinking fire. And I don't know what to do about it. Man. I don't even know. Wow. Man. So it's bad. I mean, this whole thing, I don't even know where to go from here. I don't. We can talk about this all night, but what I want to do is, before I go, I am going to go ahead and try and maybe do a little tune here. What do you think? I don't know. You might not want to do it, but I think I want to do it. We'll find out. So let me go ahead and set up here. Is everybody ready to hear a little tune? If I can do it. Because I'm getting tired of this. I want to do something that's a little more entertaining than watch people destroy themselves. This is really sad. It's getting sad, so I think that's what I'll do before I close out here. What do you think? Are you into that? I hope you are. So first I got to set up. The mic has a little bit of different setup here, so let me go ahead and do that, and then we will get going. Are you guys ready? Here I go. Okay. I should be ready. I hope it's going to sound good. Here we go. We got my trusty guitar. Oh, man. Here's hoping it's going to be good. Okay. Another night, stranded in our fears. Another day, drowning in our tears. Some other right, chased off by the wrong. Some other way to find where we belong. Oh no, can't we live like loving at the start? When all we do come bleeding from the heart. Well, all the love we made is now in vain. We threw it all away like falling rain. We gotta fight for everything. The time has come to choose. Don't be afraid to lose it all. When there's nothing left to lose. Oh, nothing left to lose. No, you've got to choose. You can invite this pain that you have known, but it will bite right down into your bone. You can't erase the memories from your past, but just in case, let all the good ones last. Oh no, can't we live like love? Can't we live like loving at the start? When all we do comes bleeding from the heart. When all the love we made is now in vain. We threw it all away like falling rain. We gotta fight for everything. The time has come to choose. Don't be afraid to lose it all. There's nothing left to lose. Whoa, nothing left to lose. Why you got to choose? I got a feeling you are lonely, and I know that you don't wanna go free, 'cause you and me are crossed as lovers are. We will go far, reach for the stars. Oh yeah, yeah, ooh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 wow, wow, everybody, man, oh man. Thank you so much, everybody. And hope you liked it. That was what I call Nothing Left to Lose. I wrote that a few years back. And, so yeah, I don't know what else to say here, except to say that it's just insane what's going on right now. And we do need, I know it sounds cliche, but all we need is love. We really do. All we need is love. So guys, you know, let's show some love, and do it in a way that is real love, not the do nothing kind of love. Oh, I love you, let me give you a hug. No. We have to tell people in love things that are sometimes not easy to tell people, not easy to say, okay? So really, it's just to the point where it's going to get worse before it gets better. And what I'm concerned about, before I go, this is a serious note. I wanted to say this very seriously. Be very careful wherever you go now. Stay away from these areas. Don't go there if you don't have to be there. If you don't have to be in some of these areas, don't go. And if you go to an area that you have to go to and you see trouble brewing, get away from there. Because I'm telling you, we're coming to a point where there's a group of people in this country that are not telling these looters and these violent thugs, they're not telling them to stop. They're actually inciting violence. So stay away from those areas. I know it's hard to do that sometimes because you have things you have to do. Maybe it's near a place you work, so you have to be there. So maybe if it's a place you work, maybe you tell your workplace, if they don't allow it now, tell them we need armed guards at this place, or I need to be able to bring my own arms. And I don't want to hear your complaints about it, because now my life is in danger. So please take care of yourselves, guys. Please do not waste any time with this. Take care of yourselves. It's very important. And, man, wow, this is amazing. Wow. So before I go, I do want to go back to my website. Make sure you check it out here. It's Michaelantonio.biz. That's Michaelantonio.biz. Several places where you can click. Even up here, you can click to go to my YouTube site if you're not watching it from there now. And like I said, like this video, and of course, in addition to that, on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, comment. Please give me your comments, share the video. If nothing else, share it, because I'm not getting anything from YouTube. I'm not making money from YouTube, or from any of these sites for that matter. I've been blacklisted in many places, so I need you to go ahead and share the videos, like them. If you want to contribute in some way, I do have a place on my website where you can actually contribute. You can donate. So there's places you can donate, but I would also like you to share this stuff. Share the video. Please do that, because it's important. So, and I will be right back to wrap this all up. Okay? I'll see you shortly.
Hey guys, if you want more great content from me, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Come on, what are you waiting for?
And we are back. Just in time for me to say goodbye for the night. It's getting late, and I just wanted you guys to know I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will definitely be back very soon with another live video. And I definitely, please go to my YouTube and like and hit the notification bell. It's very important. But I do want everybody to know, I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. Even if I disagree with you, even if you're one of these violent thugs, just know that I love you, I care about you, and I want what's best for you. And if you're a violent thug right now, if you're out there and you're doing bad things you shouldn't be doing, and you know that under God, He's telling you not to do this kind of stuff, but you're doing it anyway, just know that He loves you. And know that He wants you to do your best, and that's not your best. That's what He's telling you. It's not your best. So guys, I love everybody, and I'll be back soon. Please, like I said, share this, like it, send me your comments, your thoughts. I am listening. And I see all of them. So, ciao, everybody. You have a great night.
You find something new. There's no other way to let you know it's time for you to go.